everyone, it's us from Washington Green Schools plus a somber Olivia, and we are ringing in Earth Month this year in, we think, the best fashion, with lots of inspiring ideas for you to bring to your school to celebrate the month.
Yeah, just small things to get started, thinking about the environment, and who knows, it might inspire a larger certification action projects at your school. So,
yeah.
Well, to get started, the Bullitt Center is one of the most, in fact, the most sustainable commercial buildings in the world that's located here in Seattle. And they're offering, through the University of Washington Center for Integrated Design, tours of the Bullitt Center on Earth Day. So we're going to be posting information at the very bottom of this video with a link to find out more. And there are going to be free tours available to students really from anywhere, as long as they can come over to the Bullitt Center. So we want to let you know of that really interesting opportunity, because they really like the work that we do here at Washington Green Schools, and they decided to offer that free tour opportunity for our students.
And if you aren't in the greater Seattle, King County area, and that isn't a feasible day trip, you could also look at different recycling centers, transfer stations, even college campuses sometimes have installations that you can check out with your kids. So, I think this is a good month to get kids out of the classroom and seeing how these earth-friendly activities fit in a real-life way.
Absolutely. There is something that you can do throughout the entire state of Washington, is set up a collection drive at your school. Usagain is a nonprofit organization that will bring a bin to your school so that you can collect clothing and other types of textiles, which are normally thrown away and contribute to an enormous amount of waste in our landfills. And instead, they collect those clothes and are able to either reuse them as clothes in other places in the country and the world, or they're able to take them and make other materials out of the textile and fabrics.
Benches and stuff.
Yeah.
They make really cool different materials and surfaces from it.
Absolutely. So that, again, will be a link at the bottom of this video where you can select a day where they can come and set up a bin, and you can start a collection drive at your school.
Yeah.
There are also opportunities to plant a tree or some type of native plant on your school garden or grounds. And there's a lot of information available to you either through the city or the park district where you live. Here in Seattle, the city of Seattle provides free trees or mulch, depending on the time of year. So if there's something like that in your community, sign up for that and get that going.
Yep.
And just make a day out of it. Adopt a tree on your campus.
Yeah. And hearkening back to our school grounds certification category, a big part of that is thinking about long-term care. So also make sure that you set up a maintenance plan so that someone will always be watering it and tending to it. Yeah. Good opportunity for the students to take charge.
Absolutely. You can also take a pledge on Earth Day. If you go to earthday.org, again, yep, she's done. Information at the, bottom of the video to take a pledge on the website earthday.org. So that can look like anything. You can decide as students that you're going to let's say, as a class, go around and remove all of the waste from the recycling bins and help your custodial staff person that day. Or students can pledge that at home they'll have a meatless Monday, or that all the students will bike or walk to school on Wednesday. So just a one-time short-term activity, just in the spirit of Earth Day, and they can sign up with that pledge on earthday.org and share what they're going to do with the rest of the world, because there are a lot of people who sign up there and decide that they're going to take an action, and they share it with the community.
And you could also, even on a smaller scale, bring that into your school and set up a pledge bulletin board or something where you ask your class to all create pledges. And, I think the effort of doing it all together and then publicizing it to the world also makes people feel inspired to try to follow through.
Yeah, absolutely. When you know people around you are doing good work, it's one of the biggest influences of you doing good work as well. And in the spirit of the push for science and environment, especially in this month. We encourage you to take on a small project in your classroom where you look up a historical figure in science. It would be great if it's a woman or a person of color, someone that you may not have actually heard of in your science classes typically, but have contributed greatly to us learning more about the natural world around us. And so this is a good opportunity to highlight some people who might even be from this part of the world, and focus on what they've done to promote science and in the environment locally and beyond.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And lastly, of course, we can't end a office hour without talking about certification. So if you really are deciding to take the next step, in addition to these smaller Earth Day inspired activities, you can take a look at our report cards and do step 2, which is the audit and assessment piece of any one of our 6 categories that interests you. So waste and recycling, school grounds and gardens are also popular. And of course, we've got energy, water, transportation, and healthy school buildings. So if you want to take a look at your school, do an audit to see where you're at, and that inspires an even greater lasting change, then you might be able to complete a certification this year and become a Washington Green Schools by the end of June.
Yeah. And we're here to support you every step of the way. So if you have questions or need support on how to get the project off the ground, just get in touch and we'll make sure that you get what you need.
Yeah. So those are just a few ideas.
Yeah.
But there's a ton out there.
Exactly. And I think, every month is Earth Month, but this is a fun one to celebrate and gather the community together, both in your school and in families in the surrounding area, to get them on board and feel excited about doing things that are good for our planet. Thank you guys so much. And share what you do with us. We want to hear, and we'll make sure that we also share it with the Green Schools community. Yeah. So get in touch.
Yeah, that's step 5 of certification. Sharing your story is always really important to us. So if you do actually take on an action project, let us know.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.